In this video, I'll teach you when to use the word the, when not to use it, and more importantly, how to pronounce it correctly. Let's start. There are two ways to pronounce this word. The first one is the. This pronunciation is used before words starting with a consonant sound. For example, the cat, the book, the car, the dog. You can also pronounce this word like the. This pronunciation is used before words starting with a vowel sound. For example, the apple, the end, the hour. Also remember, if you want to emphasize something, even if it starts with a consonant, you can say the. For example, this is the best day of my life. Also, sometimes when people are thinking, they usually say the when they pause. For example, I was walking down the street when I saw something strange. It gives the speaker a moment to think while still keeping the sentence going. And it's very common in natural spoken English. Alright, now let's see when we use the. We use it when the speaker and the listener both know what we are referring to. For example, I saw the movie you recommended. Here, I'm not just talking about any movies, I'm talking about the movie you recommended. So we both know which movie we're talking about. Or he fixed the car yesterday. Here, we know which car we're talking about. We also use the when there is only one of something in the world or in that specific context. For example, the sun, the moon, the sky, the president of a country. We also use it with superlatives or ordinal numbers. Remember, superlatives describe something as the highest or the most extreme in quality. So there can be only one of that thing. For example, the best day ever, the most beautiful beach, the first time I saw her, or the last chapter of the book. We also use the with well-known or unique places. For example, the Eiffel Tower, the Great Wall of China, the Amazon River. So if it's a specific place and everyone recognizes it, we usually use the. You can also use the with groups of people or nationalities. So when we're talking about a whole group of people as a category, we can use the. For example, the British, which means British people, or the elderly, which means old people. Now, there are certain situations in English that we don't use the. Let's start with the first one. We don't use the with general ideas or things in general. So when something is not as specific, it's general, we normally don't use the. For example, I love chocolate. Here, I'm talking about all different kinds of chocolate, not a specific one. Or cats are cute. Here, I'm talking about all cats, not a specific one. We also don't use the with most proper nouns. For example, when you say the name of someone, or a city, or most countries, we don't use the. For example, she lives in Spain, not the Spain. Or we went to Paris. Now remember, there's an exception when it comes to some of the countries. Some countries or places have names that include words like kingdom, state, republic, emirates. These countries usually take the. For example, the United States of America, the United Kingdom, the Czech Republic. Also, if a country name is plural, usually we use the. For example, they moved to the Bahamas. We also don't use the with meals, languages, or school subjects. Like for example, we had breakfast at 8, not the breakfast. Or she speaks French fluently. Or I'm good at math. Also, we don't use the with uncountable or plural nouns when we're talking generally. For example, books are important. Here I'm talking about all books, not a specific one. Or information is useful. Here I'm talking about information in general, not in a specific one. All right, now you know when to use the, when not to use the, and even how to pronounce it correctly. So if this video was useful, don't forget to subscribe, like this video so you never miss another one. Have a great one. I'll see you in the next video.